Hey guys, I'm feeling a little stressed today, and I'm going to share with you some stuff that happened at the camp that I'm not too happy with, so stay tuned. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I live in this beautiful tent in the summertime, but also I collect my own rainwater, which is there. It comes off the tent, goes into the drain, and then it goes into a water barrel. You notice that the water barrel's missing? I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to tell you. I'm thinking. Okay. I guess I'll just tell you. So, I wasn't here for one weekend. Actually, it's the only weekend I wasn't here. And I was down in the city because my friends want to see me, and my daughter's girlfriends, like they wanted to stay in the city. So I stayed in the city. And I left the tent for, I think it was like 6 days, something like that. So I was gone from the tent for 6 days. During that 6-day time, the squirrels have decided that they were going to take a dip in my water jug, my water container that I have here. And just so you know, I use that water container to give my dog water because he drinks about 3 gallons a day, and I haul up about 7 gallons. So while I'm here, I need a lot of water. So I don't know why it's hard to say, but I feel like I should tell you. 6 squirrels, 6, decided that they were going to go for a dip inside my water container. They have ripped open my little cloth filter I had. I'm assuming that they were thirsty, and they got into the water barrel and obviously could not get out. And I come from my car and I come over to the water barrel, and I see one floating inside there, which is actually pretty disgusting. I did not film that for the respect of the animal, and it was pretty gross. They were only in there for max maybe 6 days, probably less than that actually. They probably just died. But the water was nasty. Rocky was going nuts. Because he could smell them. It just smelled like death. So it was. I don't know why 6 of them got in. I don't even know why one of them got in there, and then another one jumped in. Another one jumped in. 6 of them. So I obviously need to rethink my water. Probably have to come up with a more secure system to it. I've decided, I could clean the water barrel, but it was pretty nasty. It was pretty gross. Smelled really bad. So I've decided to get rid of the water barrel altogether. I need to collect water here for Rocky. So actually what I'm going to go do right now is go get water for Rocky, because I don't have enough water for him and me. So we're going to be taking a trip over to that neighbor that really offered some nice well water for me. So I'm going to go get some water, and then I can give Rocky some water. But I don't want to dwell on that too much. I just wanted to kind of let you know. It was kind of hard for me to say, because I feel bad that I should have maybe been more prepared. And the weird part is, like, there were 6 of them. Like, I rarely see that many at a time, and I thought that there might only been like 3 that are around here. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel bad that I should have been more responsible. Should have thought that the squirrel might want to get into the water barrel. You know, this is my 2nd year out here, and they didn't even touch it. They didn't even touch the tent. Oh, I gotta tell you about the tent. So while I was gone, and this happened actually a couple weekends ago, so I knew that the squirrels were really curious about my tent now, because they bit a bunch of holes in my tent. And if you're on my Facebook, you'll see that I posted some pictures of the holes. I have now repaired the holes, and I want to thank you, and I can't remember her name right now. One of my subscribers, she let me know that Home Depot sells duct tape that looks like screen, and so I used it. So thank you for telling me about that, because I used it and put it on my tent. So I'm going to show you. Here's the hole, and the hole's pretty small. This one's pretty small, but some of them are about the size like that. And there's about 7 of them. They also chewed on the bottom of my tent right here, so they chewed this. If you see this stuff down here, this is supposed to repel squirrels. I bought this stuff to repel squirrels, and it's not working. It's not working. I spent $40 on this stuff, and it's not working. So I have 7 holes in my tent right now that I have now patched up, and but they decided to also, in these, they didn't get inside the tent the first time, but over these last 6 days that I was gone, they decided to get in the tent, and I think they had a party. Now I'm inside my tent, and I already cleaned it up. I cleaned this all up and I didn't film it, but they literally had a party in my tent because there was so much squirrel poop all over the inside of my tent. And they must have stayed every night here, and there was obviously a lot more than one of them here. There's Rocky's bed. They made a bed with his bed. Can you hear the squirrel? Can you hear the squirrel out there? I've never seen so many squirrels around this tent. So, yep, they pooped everywhere, all over the tent, which probably means they peed as well, but they also ate some stuff, and I'm going to show you what they ate. They ate my blanket, my nice, expensive wool blanket. They have decided that that's what they were going to use to eat. So, I don't know, do you see, kind of see what they did? They just chewed all over that. So that was hanging off my bed a bit. So let me show you my bed. So the wool blanket was kind of hanging off a little bit over here. They didn't touch any of my sleeping bags, which was good. I'm very happy they didn't touch the sleeping bags, because that could be very costly. So I know I'm feeling a bit stressed because I don't know what else to do about the squirrels. You know, I don't like killing animals, you know, but they're everywhere now. Like, I don't know if you see, like, there's one right here now. They're like I feel like I'm on a Disney show, and they're just taunting me. I don't know. Do you see him? It's all dark. So, not happy about the squirrels. But I'm going to put down some more stuff before I leave, because I got to go back downtown, which is another reason why I'm stressed, is that my sister is coming in town. Yeah, my sister's coming in town. And also, the same weekend she's coming in town, I'm going to Wilderness on Wheels, and I'm going to do an event over there, which is already passed. But I just got so much going on right now, and I'm feeling a bit stressed right now. But if you guys don't know my sister, I actually have a video of my sister and meeting my sister. She is by no means a wilderness girl, like not at all. She is like Ritz-Carlton, 5-star only hotels, granite countertops only, you know, that kind of person. And I'm just, we're very different. And she did want to come up to Spirit Forest, and so I got her a cabin to stay in, because I think that Spirit Forest would be a little bit too, as much of it's glamping for me, you know what I mean? Like, I have this nice bed and I have a nice stove, you know, but it's glamping for me. But for her, it's this would be roughing it, you know, and it would be a little too much for her. And the temperatures are getting pretty cold at night, and during the day too now. So, so what recently also happened is I was told that the cabin is now not available, and it's okay. I mean, I was gonna rent it from a friend of mine, and it looks like the cabin got double booked. And I said to him, I was like, hey, no big deal. I'll fit my sister in the tent. And my sister's actually, she told me she's excited. She said she's excited to get the Spirit Forest experience, but I'm nervous, you know. And so I said to her, I said, is there anything that they're worried about by being here? And she's like, no, I think everything would be fine. I think everything's good. She's like, the only thing I'm worried about is the porta potty. And I'm like, which the porta potty was just cleaned, so there really shouldn't be a problem with that. So actually I'm not worried about that, but I am worried about it being too cold for her. Currently right now it's in the low 60s. It's during the day. You know, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I'm wearing another long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, and a fleece jacket currently right now, and jeans. And it's kind of chilly. So little stressed that she's not gonna be happy. And that's what I do to myself a lot, is that I just try to make everyone happy sometimes, when sometimes I just need to go with the flow. And it's, you know, it's odd because I teach wilderness classes to women that are brand new to the wilderness, and I am not stressed about that whatsoever. But my sister coming in town, I am stressed about. You know, that maybe she won't like it, or, you know, she'll just want to leave, or, you know, I don't know what I can do to make it really nice for her. And I just need to breathe. Breathe. I just need to breathe, and just, it is what it is. And you know, this is my lifestyle, and it's not her lifestyle, and she wants to see it. She wants to experience it, so I'm gonna give her the experience, and I'm gonna try to make it as nice as possible. So let me tell you, she's bringing her whole family with her too, which are also very similar to herself. So not only is just my sister coming, but she's bringing her 2 daughters and her husband. All of them are 5-star hotel type people. Okay, so let me tell you where everyone is sleeping. There is going to be 7 to 8 of us here. Not all of us in the tent, because we will not be able to fit in a tent. And to give you an idea, my tent, if you don't know, it is 14 feet by 16 feet. I have a bunk bed here, so my girls will sleep on the bunk bed. They're very familiar with the bunk bed. And then I'm gonna see, that's where Rocky sleeps, but I'm gonna see if I can get someone to watch him for the weekend, because I think it's just gonna be too much to have everyone here, Rocky here, and have to go over to Wilderness on Wheels and do that event. I think it would just be better, and he would have to stay in the car, and so I think it would just be better if he were to stay with like the girl's daddy or something like that, you know, just do something. So her daughters, I'm gonna put them on this rug, which had a bunch of squirrel poop all over it as I got here this weekend, and I'm hoping next weekend I won't have that problem, and as soon as my sister opens the tent, there's just not a bunch of squirrel poop everywhere, or a whole family of them living in here. This is the stuff I'm stressed about right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 sleeping pads down here, and sleeping bags. So they're gonna be sleeping there. So I have my sister's 2 girls sleeping here, my 2 girls sleeping there, and then turn around, there is my bed, and my sister and her husband are going to be sleeping in my bed. And do you see all of these sleeping bags? Okay, this is a lot of sleeping bags here. Trying to keep everyone as warm as possible. I will probably take the one that is the least, this one. I will probably take that one because I'll just use hot water to keep me warm inside that bag. That is my oldest sleeping bag. I had it since my 20s. So that bag is done. It is a down sleeping bag, but it's just it's lived its life. It's really done. Got Madison's. Kyla's sleeping bag's not here yet. I forgot it, so I have to remember to bring Kyla's sleeping bag here. I have borrowed this sleeping bag and these two back here. This one I got from a company, which I really like. That's a 40-degree bag. And this one I got from a subscriber. That's a 0-degree bag, but you can see it's synthetic. See how huge that is compared to the other bags that are down. That's the difference between a synthetic bag and the down sleeping bags. So I'm trying to figure, oh, and back in here, I have some, they're like fleece blankets. They're like lined. You put them in your sleeping bag and it just keeps you a little bit warmer. So one of my fears is that my sister's going to be too cold. So that's the reason why I have all of these sleeping bags. And I'm going to give her my good one, and her kids are going to get the 0-degree bag. So the biggest bag is going to go to one of her kids, and then I'm going to have another one of the kids take a, I think it's like a 10-degree bag that I have. And then my kids, they have their bags, which are fine. And then I'll sleep in my old bag, which is really cold. My old bag is really cold. So I'll be having to use hot water that time. So, you notice I didn't say where I was sleeping? I am not in the tent while they're here. And that is the kind of sister that I am. I will be sleeping in a tent outside in one of the camping spots I had for my classes. I'll set up my tent over there. And it's a lot of people. So, one of my fears, like I said, is her being cold. So what I did is I went out and I chopped a bunch of wood. It's getting down in the 30s at night now. And I have a 30-degree bag, so I need to keep it as warm as possible. And even if I have to get up in the middle of the night and start the fire for them, I would. So I just chopped a bunch of wood. And then I made a 1-match fire. So as soon as we get here, because we're getting here on Friday night, so the sun might have already set by the time we get here. So it's going to be pretty cold when we arrive. And so I'm hoping that we can just come in here and I can just light the fire so I have the stove all ready to go. So I probably don't need to be stressed or anything like that. Like, it's just, you know, it's family. And family always tell you what they think. And I'm like, oh, and she wants to be here. I mean, she asked to be here. So this is not a 5-star hotel by any means, but I will do whatever I can to make it as comfortable as I can for her. You know, as for food, she's already asked about what are we going to eat. And so, you know, I don't know yet. Decided to walk over to the kitchen so you guys could see what my kitchen looks like. I have a tarp that's hanging up there. That tarp is on its last life, so this is be the last year of that tarp before I have to expire it. It's starting to leak when it's raining, but I don't want to buy a tarp right now. There's my water container right there, so I'm actually gonna go. Again, like I said, I'm going to go to the neighbor and grab some more water because Rocky... Hey, Rox, you hungry? You thirsty? Come on, buddy, you thirsty? Yeah, he's thirsty. So we're going to go get him some water. I did give him... he already had some water, but we're just going to go get some more. Oh, you guys, you asked about my garden. Do you remember me? I made a garden here. Well... Yeah, the 6 days, like all this stuff has happened in 6 days. It's so weird. So weird. The garden's, well, it's not doing so good. It's been really cold. The leaves are already changing color. It's a lot early. In fact, a neighbor just came by and chatted with me and he's like, this is the earliest I've ever seen the leaves change color. And so I think it's going to be a pretty cold winter. But, okay, let me show you my garden. So I planted some herbs in here, and a lot of them I actually ended up using. I had well, here's the garden area. So you can see I only use this little corner because I was just doing an experiment of how well it would do. This is oregano. Oregano's doing pretty good up here. The cold isn't really affecting it as much. Here's the mint, which I think is a chocolate. Ooh, it's like a chocolate mint. It smells like a Girl Scout cookies thin mints. Ooh, yummy. Okay, you put that in some tea. It's really good. And then my basil, not so good. This one's a little bit better, but you know, it did grow a little bit, but I did pick from it a lot too. So the basil I actually did pick a lot. And then there's my tomatoes. These have been this way for, I don't know, maybe a month now. And you can see that the foliage is pretty much dead. I think it just got too cold for it. I think next year, again, this is an experiment. Next year, I might end up putting up like a clear plastic thing here. Kind of create a little greenhouse effect. As for the wood chips has done pretty well at keeping the ground really moist. So if I come down in here, it's very moist. It did really well with that. So I'm happy with that. But this is, again, a work in progress. I wanted to see what it was like. I think those tomatoes, I don't think they're ever going to ripen. Can't you eat green tomatoes? Isn't there such thing as eating a green tomato? Is that what that means? I don't know. Okay, one more thing that I think is really weird about what happened in my 6 days away is that do you remember those little figurines that I made? I know that video wasn't that popular, but I made these little clay figurines for the kids, you know. It's kind of fun. They can make little areas. Well, one of the areas has been disrupted. No, I don't think it was Bigfoot. I actually think it was a squirrel, and I think it was part of their party here at my tent. Let me show you what they did. Okay, this is one of the areas. In fact, I already fixed it once, and it looks like they moved it again. That we created these little figurine type things. I created this little guy out of polymer clay. And this guy, which looks like it was bent because they keep trying to remove it. Okay, so it just sticks in the ground there. He's just kind of fun. So the squirrels, I think it's squirrels, I'm not 100% sure. The squirrels pulled these out of the ground, moved them all over, and then like, this is something that Kyla made, which was like a little, I don't know, snail thing or something like that. I don't know, it looks like it's losing an eye. But she put it inside here with the door shut, which was kind of cute. And it had a little door shut on it. Well, figure that the door would be shut on it, so it was in there. The squirrels pulled that out and moved it way over here. Not only that, they pulled this guy out. This guy had a little door too. They pulled him out too and moved him all around. And there was a bunch of these little rocks and stuff. They moved those around too. It's the weirdest thing. You know, like we had all these little rocks inside there. The squirrel moved the door and moved the stuff out of it. It was weird. It's weird stuff happening. Okay, so back at my tent. You guys remember I do have some trail cams on my property. I am going to try to figure out what's going on with these squirrels and what they're doing and how they're getting inside my tent and stuff. So I am rigging up cameras everywhere, all over this tent. I put them all around my tent. So I have a trail cam. I'm going to swing around. I got one right there. It's going to be pointing at the door. I have another one on the back side, and then I have one on the inside. I have another trail cam right there that's sitting on top of my fire extinguisher box. So I'm hoping that I'm going to figure out how they're getting in, and maybe I can find a way to stop them from getting in. Now I thought about, like, I can secure the tent doors to the deck, but I've thought that if I did that, maybe they'll try to find another way in and they'll start chewing through my actual canvas part itself. So currently right now they've only chewed through the mesh, but when they chew through the canvas part, that's gonna be a lot harder to fix. So let's figure it out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna figure out what these squirrels are doing. So I'm going to end this video. Sorry this wasn't a bubbly, happy video, but I was really stressed and just was wanting to share that some of my stress with you, you know, living out here and trying to share my environment with others and try to still be included, and also having issues with the pests in the area. See, I never have bear problems. I always have squirrel and chipmunk problems. Which I guess is better than a bear problem. Bear can create more damage. But I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions for me, my sister's going to be here in just a couple days, so I don't know if I'll be able to post this before my sister's here, because I won't really have internet. But you know, just wish me luck. Hopefully it went well. I might shoot a video of it, maybe a little short one, to kind of see if she can kind of tell you guys what her thoughts were of staying at Spirit Forest and being a more of a city girl than a wilderness girl, and how her kids liked it as well.